Continuing from the previous chapter, in a spacious open ground that was covered in rock fragments was an enormous stone stage. A hundreds-foot wide dark black wormhole was right at the top of the stone platform. It was slowly rotating while a shocking spatial fluctuation was seeping out. Kai! Kai! The silence of the rock fragments in the open ground continued for a short before a deep sound suddenly appeared. Following its appearance, one could see the wormhole form wave after wave of intense spatial ripples. Numerous human figures rushed out of it in a straight line. All of them landed steadily in the open ground. We have finally come out. This damn space wormhole is really too tough. Lin Yan landed on the ground and immediately inhaled a breath of fresh air from the outside world. He was laughing as though he had managed to extricate himself from something. Xiao Yan also nodded with the same thoughts beside Lin Yan. His eyes swept in all directions. At this moment, there were quite a number of human figures who had exited the wormhole. Hence, this open ground quickly became lively. Is this place the Pill region? Xiao Yan rubbed his hands together, withdrew his curious eyes, and asked. No. Lin Yan shook his head and said, this is only the middle of the Central Plains. It is also known as the Middle region to others. That Pill region is located in the central part of the Middle region. Middle region? Xiao Yan was startled. If one describes the Central Plains as the center of the Do-Chi continent, this middle region would be considered the center of the Central Plains. The top factions of renown mostly set up their headquarters within the middle region. Lin Yan smiled as he continued, the place we are currently located is the southwestern part of the middle region. The factions that are most famous in this area are the Sound Valley and the Burning Flame Valley. These two large factions are the overlords around here. Other than these two large factions, there is a countless number of other various-sized factions. However, they are far inferior when compared to the Sound Valley or the Burning Flame Valley. Lu Qing's clan is also in this southwestern region. Burning Flame Valley? Xiao Yan's heart immediately moved when he heard this. He had long heard of this faction's name. Moreover, the Skyfire 3 mysterious change, which had accompanied him for many years, also belonged to this faction. Therefore, Xiao Yan was really interested in them. 1 hall, 1 tower, 2 sects, 3 valleys, 4 pavilions. The strength of the Burning Flame Valley and Sound Valley should be much stronger than the Wind Lightning Pavilion, especially the Burning Flame Valley. It has hundreds of years of history, and it has quite a powerful foundation. Additionally, I shall secretly tell you that there is a heavenly flame, called the 9-Dragon Lightning Flame within the Burning Flame Valley. Lin Yan suddenly leaned close to Xiao Yan and mysteriously revealed some information. Xiao Yan gently smiled. He felt somewhat helpless. Even though he knew that the Burning Flame Valley possessed a kind heavenly flame, it was impossible for Xiao Yan to do anything about it. Forget about the frightening strength that the Burning Flame Valley possessed. Even if he could get his hands on the 9-Dragon Lightning Flame, the experts from the Burning Flame Valley had already placed perfect seals on it. It was likely that he would have no means of swallowing it after obtaining it. Instead, he would end up offending a faction with a strength that was even more frightening than the Wind Lightning Pavilion. Although it was not possible for Xiao Yan to take the 9-Dragon Lightning Flame, Xiao Yan was extremely interested in the Skyfire 3 mysterious change. After these years of practicing it, he had also gradually understood just how profound this Skyfire 3 mysterious change was, especially for someone like him, who possessed more than one type of heavenly flame in his body. It could be described as making something fierce even more ferocious. If Xiao Yan could obtain the method to practice the other two changes in the Skyfire 3 mysterious change, his fighting strength would definitely soar. If I have the opportunity, perhaps I can try and see if I can attempt to obtain the remaining changes of the Skyfire 3 mysterious change. However, it is best not to reveal that I already know how to use the Skyfire 3 mysterious change unless it is an extremely special circumstance. Otherwise, if this Burning Flame Valley is as stubborn as the Wind Lightning Pavilion, it is likely that I will face a lot of trouble. Xiao Yan mused for a moment while muttering in his heart. How far is this place from the Pill region? Xiao Yan raised his head and asked Lin Yan. It is a long distance away. However, there are quite a number of short-distance wormholes within the middle region. We should be able to reach the Pill region in 6 to 7 days. Lin Yan counted before looking at Xiao Yan and saying, Tianhuang City, where Lu Qing clans is located, is coincidentally one of the cities we must pass through. That city possesses a wormhole that leads to the Pill region. Xiao Yan felt somewhat startled when he heard this. He immediately grinned, nodded, and said, "It's just as well. I can go and meet that fellow along the way. It has been a couple of years since I last saw Lu Qing. I wonder what he is like now." Lin Yan beamed and nodded. "Lu Qing is now the clan head. His training talent is better than mine. When he and I parted ways back then, he had already reached the level of a 3-star Do Huang. Now, it is likely that he has at the very least reached the level of a 7-star Do Huang. Since you have decided, I shall lead the way. With our speed, we should be able to reach Lu Qing's city within 1 day." Xiao Yan smiled and nodded. There was still some time until the start of the pill gathering. He could gather some beast flames along the way and strengthen the wisp of life-transforming flame, fire seed within his body. Lin Yan did not say any other unnecessary words after seeing that Xiao Yan did not oppose him. His back shook and a pair of Doqi wings spread apart. His body moved and flew to the sky. A Do Huang class expert might not be considered too rare in the Central Plains, but it could be classified among the strong. Hence, numerous envious gazes were thrown over when the people on the rock fragment in the open ground saw Lin Yan rise into the sky. By being able to become a Do Huang at such a young age, it was likely that his future achievements would be limitless. While all of these people were feeling envious, Xiao Yan's feet stepped on empty air, and he swiftly rose up to the sky. After which, he made a hand signal to Lin Yan. The both of them transformed into rays of light that disappeared from the sight of many dull eyes in the open ground. Walking through the air? Dozong? That little fellow is actually an expert Dozong. The people in the open ground finally recovered after Xiao Yan and Lin Yan disappeared into the horizon. They emitted numerous exclamations of disbelief. Dozong. Even in the Central Plains, someone of this class was definitely a strong person. Countless numbers of people were going all out in a struggle to reach this class. However, only a very few ended up reaching this class. Hence, it was little wonder that these people would lose themselves when they saw that Xiao Yan had reached the Dozong class at his age. Tianhuang City was a city that was not smaller than Tianbei City. Moreover, this city possessed a wormhole that connected it to the Pill region. This caused the human traffic in the city to far exceed the congestion in Tianbei City. Many various-sized factions lived within Tianhuang City. 2 large clans were the leaders among them. One was the Lu clan and the other was the Cheng clan. These 2 clans could be considered the strongest factions within Tianhuang City. Of course, these 2 clans did not possess the qualification to build a long-distance transporter like a wormhole. Hence, the wormhole of this place did not belong to any one of the 2 large clans. Instead, its owner was the Burning Flame Valley. The Burning Flame Valley was the true overlord over thousands of kilometers, controlling many cities. The only one that could contend with it was the Sound Valley. However, this Sound Valley was always secretive. The reach of their faction was nowhere near as great as the Burning Flame Valley. However, no one dared underestimate it. One did not even need to use one's head to know that a faction that could be compared with the Burning Flame Valley was not ordinary. The Burning Flame Valley controlled many cities, and this Tianhuang City was among those within its territory. If one were to really talk about it, the Lu clan and Cheng clan could be considered vassal clans of the Burning Flame Valley. The management rights of this wormhole was decided by the Burning Flame Valley. Of course, the faction managing it would justifiably be the boss of this city. During these years, the management rights had alternated between the Lu clan and the Cheng clan. However, neither party could obtain the management rights for long. This was perhaps a kind of tactic used by the Burning Flame Valley to keep them in check. With Xiao Yan and Lin Yan's speed, they did not need to spend much time to get to Tianhuang City. Within a day, they could vaguely see the outline of Tianhuang City. During this day of traveling, Xiao Yan would briefly search the mountain ranges he passed by. Hence, he obtained 2 more types of beast flames. Although they were not very strong, they were still better than nothing. Xiao Yan randomly merged the 2 types of beast flames into the life-transforming flame. He involuntarily smiled when he sensed the fire seed gradually growing stronger. There were many different types of beast fires in this world. It was not very difficult to collect them. Moreover, with his current strength, it was relatively easy to obtain beast flames as long as he entered the mountain range where those types of magical beasts gathered. "Is this the Tianhuang City you mentioned?" Xiao Yan raised his head, looked at the distant corner of the city covered by lush greenery, and involuntarily smiled. Lin Yan nodded. His eyes swept all around him while reminding Xiao Yan, "This is the territory of the Burning Flame Valley. You should be careful when you do anything and should avoid using the Skyfire 3 mysterious change." Although the Burning Flame Valley does not view their Do technique as their life like the Wind Lightning Pavilion does, they would definitely feel somewhat displeased when seeing an outsider use their Do technique. Xiao Yan had told Lin Yan about the Skyfire 3 mysterious change during the journey, causing him to be extremely stunned. He had not expected that Xiao Yan not only practiced the Do technique from the Wind Lightning Pavilion but also possessed a Do technique from the Burning Flame Valley. Hence, Lin Yan told him numerous times to hide the Do technique. Xiao Yan smiled and nodded. His eyes followed the main road into the distance. There was an enormous city peeking out of the forest, appearing like an enormous beast one could not see the end of. "Let's go. According to what you said, the wormhole of this Tianhuang city should be controlled by the Lu clan this time around. This will make things a little smoother. Moreover, I wonder just what level Lu Qing has reached during these years." Xiao Yan softly laughed as curiosity flashed across his eyes. Back then, Lu Qing was in existence, ranked in the top 3 on the Inner Academy Strong ranking. At that time, even Xiao Yan looked up to him. However, Xiao Yan wondered just what level Lu Qing had reached after all these years.